Hi everybody, this is David Hopewell here from FirstWord. I've been managing Novartis accounts for the last 15 years. All of you should now have access to FirstWord reports. So I'm just looking to give you an overview of the reports you have access to, a bit of an information overload, so I'll try and skip through it quickly. But if anyone has any questions, reach out to me directly and we can have a one-on-one to see what reports match your specific interests. Before we start, you guys have had access to Pharma Plus for the last 15 years. So I wanted to do a quick check with you guys to see if you've customized your accounts. So if you aren't, just go on to Pharma Plus, go down to My Interests, and then depending upon whatever condition you care about, you just pop it into here. Let's go for SMA, spinal muscular atrophy, add it onto your profile. And then every single day, we will scan 12,000 different resources for you. And you'll also get content such as KOL Insights and quant studies as well. So it takes 2 minutes to set it up, but then from that point onwards, it can save you time every day and you ensure that you're not missing out on any news related to your specific interests. Now, with regards to the reports platform, it's really easy to log into. If you come onto the site, you click into the top right and try to log in. All you have to do is enter your email address. You will receive an email, and then if you click a link within that email, then you will get a cookie created on your laptop, and then from that point onwards, you'll have access whenever you visit the site. So just to start off, 2 sections really that I think are obvious to highlight would be as we go within stakeholder, within business area, click on medical affairs. And this is all of the reports within the website that are tagged as having relevance to medical affairs. So from a starting point, a good place to come to and have a scroll through that. An alternative approach, if you guys are condition or drug specific, go over to all reports, and then in the top left you see conditions. Again, case study, to say I'm looking after Kesimpta, type in multiple sclerosis, click that. And then, yeah, really nice tidy format. You can see Medfair's reputations, you've got KOL interviews, you've got payer bulletins, you've got brand loyalty studies, all of these things that I'm showing you in a moment, all in chronological order, so it's nice and easy to bounce through. So big focus within it to make things as easy as possible. We used to spend a huge amount of money on an expensive reports platform that no one used. Everyone went onto it, and then they went and just downloaded the PDF. So we've done the same now. But whenever you go to the landing page, it gives you an overview of what we're trying to do within the report, and then just click download, and you'll either be given a PDF or you'll be given a PowerPoint presentation. Now, as I said, showing you how to access the content. Now I'm going to give you that little whirlwind where I just try and show you some of the top-level insights that you get from the reports. So I was going to start off by showing you therapy trends, and these are KOL Insight reports. They're valued quite highly by a lot of medical affairs people across my other clients. So main thing here is you see here a detailed report. So you initially get a very in-depth, over 100 pages analyzing what's going to be happening over the next 3 to 5 years from the KOL standpoint. But then, as a result of client feedback, we also introduced event-driven updates. So following the 12 months after a report's been published, if any important events take place, we reach out to KOL, and then we try and get back to you with their opinion on that event within the next 48 hours. So not content you're going to find easily elsewhere. One thing I like to highlight, you don't see this within the report, but I think it's good when you're looking at the quality of the KOLs that we're interviewing. So every KOL must have at least 10 years experience in treating a condition. They must still be spending at least 30% of their time treating patients. They must have published at least 10 papers on that condition within peer-reviewed journals in the last 5 years. Must be serving as a lead investigator on clinical trials, presenting at international conferences at least 3 times in the last 5 years, and currently be serving or have previously served as a reviewer for peer-reviewed journals or guideline committees. So it's not all about reputation. If someone's got a good reputation, if they don't fit this criteria, then they're not eligible to be interviewed for one of these reports. So in terms of the format, you'll get an executive summary at the beginning that shows you the key findings from within the report. Then you also get a diagram that shows you the current treatment algorithm, where things are used in first line, second line. But then it shows you where KOLs anticipate pipeline therapies fitting within that in the future. You get an overview of the objectives of the report. Then we go through and give you profiles for marketed products and pipeline products. And then after that, you get a more broad questions regarding future treatment trends. And then at the end, you get the KOL profiles. As you see, you get the names of the KOLs, but then within the report, they are just listed as either North American KOL or European KOL. Main reason for this is to try and make them be as honest and open with their opinions. So you can benchmark those against what they're saying directly to you. So with regards to format, at the beginning of each one of the drug profiles, you get this little diagram, nice and tidy, easy to digest, that it shows you the key findings from the interviews of the KOLs. Then this enables you to identify which areas you want to look into. You go to any of those areas, you get say 2 to 5 paragraphs, maybe giving you context behind it. Works nicely if you're not familiar maybe with some of the earlier stage pipeline drugs. And then underneath it, as I mentioned earlier, you get direct quotes from the KOLs listed as either North American or European. So an absence of editorial opinion from in this, it's all about just showing you what the KOLs think. Now, with the bulletins, as I said, these are published within the next 12 months after the initial report. So if there are any new clinical trial results, any pivotal trial results, any drug approvals, or any safety alerts, then these will act as a catalyst for us to reach out to KOL. On the right-hand side there, you can see some of the examples from in the prostate cancer report previously. So you've got clinical trial results. You've got one where we're talking to the impact of artificial intelligence, label expansion for Pluvicto, a good example in the bottom right there as well. Similar to the other content, very easy to digest. We do give you the name of these KOLs rather than being anonymous, because we're only going to be interviewing one KOL. So you see which KOL we've interviewed, what we've interviewed them about, tidy bullet points showing you the key findings. Now underneath it, you get a transcript of the interview. So normally about 3 to 4 pages, but very timely, and not something you're going to find elsewhere, getting that quicker turnaround of KOL reaction to an important event. So that is the qualitative side. And then we move over to the quant studies that we do, which are called first view reports. The ones that were the initial catalyst for you guys taking out the license, unsurprisingly, are the medical affairs reputations reports. So these are ones where in the US we go and poll 100 physicians, and in the EU we do granular reports where it's 30 per country. But the type of things we analyze within these is the total number of interactions each team has had with them, which brands they've interacted with, the total number with each brand, how frequently they're interacting with them. But then you also see how frequently they want you to be interacting with them, what type of channels of information they want to be receiving, what quality rankings are for each of those products, and then also their overall satisfaction. So it's all about 2 things really. Firstly, you can identify how you're performing, but then more importantly, you can also identify how you can improve. So a few examples of slides. We've got one here, which is just about showing you the importance across the board of what they value from all medical affairs teams. So the ones at the top are the ones that they think are the most important, and the ones at the bottom are the ones that they think are least important. I'm not going to read all of them out to you, but for example here, you can just see that this is about scientific product info and patient inquiries, the 2 most important by a clear margin. And then towards the bottom, you've got things like investigator-initiated trials, research grants, and company-sponsored clinical trials. One thing I say is interesting as an example is the company-sponsored clinical trials. Even though it's at the bottom with 28% saying it's extremely important, 54% have said it's moderately important. So maybe that's something to identify as being something to focus upon in the future. Then, I said for each of the products or each of the teams, it goes through and shows you how you can improve. So similarly to the other slide, you can see this mirrors it. You can see the most important things at the top and the least important at the bottom. So a nice trend here for Kesimpta. So the things that are deemed as important, you're getting good scores for at the top, and those that are deemed least important, going off the mark a little bit here. But again, you're performing in all right areas, but maybe it's something you can seek to focus upon those ones, such as advisory boards at the bottom. And then another example here, the slide that most people jump to really when they initially get the report. It's just about showing you the overall quality of your interactions with them. So this is easy to identify whether you need to buck your ideas up, or whether you need to give people a pat on the back to start with. So always a good battle between Oculus and Cosentyx here. So once again, exactly 85% of physicians have had interaction with you guys. Now, another one which I think tends to be used by marketing, but I do think it has a good, I do think we'll have some insights for you guys as well, which is about showing you brand loyalty and the reasons behind that. So NPS is a score you're all probably familiar with, which shows you whether you've got, detractors, passives, or promoters. So it gives you the initial thing, but then it goes beyond that, and it shows you what messages are associated with each brand, what your share is amongst the promoters and the detractors. So which ones are begrudgingly prescribing you, or those that are actually fans and use you because you're their treatment of choice. And then also enables you to see which ones are vulnerable to competitive pressure. So ones that aren't happy with satisfaction, if they have a large market share, those are ones going to be easy for you to overtake. This is the slide, really, I think, which enables you, so marketing like this, but when you look at it, from a Med Affairs standpoint, it enables you to see how much brand loyalty is down to clinical factors and how much is down to commercial factors. So same as we have with Med